this whole thing by making what most people thought was a 420 joke in his share price. When I first heard the news that Elon Musk was becoming a bigger and bigger shareholder in Twitter and buying up Twitter stock, I never thought that this would actually turn into one of the biggest stories of the year. It sort of escalated into him actually owning the company, then not wanting to own the company. Then turns out he will own the company. So it was a roller coaster ride until we get to the point where Elon Musk, the world's richest man, is actually buying Twitter, one of the most influential platforms for politicians, journalists, and other public figures. And I think no one really saw that coming in 2022. I think the first time we get more insight into that is at a TED Talk in Vancouver. And he starts talking about how he wants Twitter to be a more open digital square than it is now, that he wants more transparency about when content is taken down or stays up. And he wants, freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach.
Twitter or any forum is bound by the laws of the country that it operates in. Obviously there are some limitations on free speech in the US, and of course Twitter would have to abide by those rules.
So then the question for Elon Musk became, okay, well, how are you going to deal with porn? How are you going to deal with terrorist content that isn't illegal but is really scary? How are you going to deal with Nazis on the platform, or racial slurs toward Black people, or misogynistic content? All of that totally A-okay under the law, but will it be A-okay on Twitter? And that was sort of the looming question as Elon Musk continued to take over the company. So Elon's big campaign was like, I'm gonna, change this system that wasn't working, and power to the people. I'm gonna let anyone who wants get verified. Anyone who pays X amount of dollars per month. So anyway, Elon ends up pushing out this $8 a month plan, and it goes off to a super rocky start. Comedians like Kathy Griffin taking advantage of this, or Sarah Silverman, and buying this blue check mark, and then making their names Elon Musk and their profile picture Elon Musk, and then posting just a bunch of trollish, just completely wild things about him. So he makes a new rule and says any account that is not clearly labeling itself as parody will be taken down. And immediately people are saying, well, what happened to Elon's freedom of speech values that he said were the whole reason he bought this company? Can he take a joke? Is he not in favor of freedom of speech when it's people making fun of him? So that was kind of one of the first early contradictions we saw in Elon Musk's whole freedom of speech rollout. And then we see Elon repeat that pattern when he suspends several high-profile journalists who have covered him in his chaotic takeover of Twitter. Elon accuses these journalists of doxing him or revealing private information about him online that could be used to harass him, because these journalists were reporting on a story about ElonJet, an account that was tracking publicly available coordinates about where Elon's private aircraft was going. So Elon Musk makes a new rule banning anyone from sharing live locations about other people's whereabouts. And this essentially protects him in a very specific way, in that Elon was long annoyed about this account. I think knowing what we know, 2023 is going to continue to be a wild ride for Twitter. There are questions about if Elon Musk will even own Twitter in 2023, if he'll step down as CEO, if a company will go into bankruptcy. Who would want that job right now? Elon would still be owner ostensibly, which means you would still report to him, and he doesn't, by any account seem like an easy person to work for. You'd be signing up to work for a company that's in near bankruptcy and its advertisers are fleeing. So there's a lot of downside and little upside for anyone to sign up to be Twitter's CEO right now.